Imagine living a life where the most extraordinary things can happen simply because you just don't give up, no matter how tough things get. That's the story of Forrest Gump, a movie that teaches us about perseverance, kindness, and embracing the unexpected. Think about it. No matter what obstacles we face, we can still achieve greatness, just like Forrest Gump did. As someone who has seen how Forrest Gump has inspired countless people, I'm here to convince you to watch it because it offers valuable lessons about how determination can lead to success, how kindness can change the world, and how embracing life's unpredictability can lead to amazing rewards. One of the most powerful lessons in Forrest Gump is that persistence is what leads him to success. Forrest is not the smartest or most talented person, but he doesn't let anyone stop him. He faces a lot of challenges growing up. He's called slow, and he scored very low on the IQ test, and he actually almost didn't make it into basic grade school, but his mother had to convince the principal to let Forrest come in because she knew that Forrest had the persistence and he wouldn't let anything stop him despite his IQ and what people would call him. And as a result of this persistence and this strive, Forrest becomes a war hero. He also runs a successful shrimping business and even runs across the whole country. And this really shows that with enough determination and perseverance that you can achieve things you never thought possible. And success doesn't always come from being the best. Success doesn't always come from being the smartest, being the most athletic. It comes from more core ethics such as perseverance and persistence. Because without this perseverance and persistence, even the most smartest, even the most advantageous people still would not succeed. But throughout the movie, we can see that Forrest's kindness leaves a lasting impact on everyone he meets. And this includes Lieutenant Dan, who he meets during his tours in Vietnam, where he became a war hero. After these tours in Vietnam, he meets Lieutenant Dan there, who was his lieutenant. He was his officer above him. And Lieutenant Dan gets injured. Forrest Gump carries him out of the war zone into safety. And this is how Lieutenant Dan actually survives. And it's how Forrest becomes a war hero. And after carrying Lieutenant Dan out, they both leave the war together. And that's where they start their shrimping business in honor of one of Forrest's friends. Because most people would, become a veteran, they would retire, they would survive, and they'd be like, all right, well, I just survived a war, I'm now going to go in retirement and, live my life. But that's not Forrest. He has this internal persistence. And that's what really pushes him. And he really uses his persistence and kindness to make a profound impact on the world. Because he could just be like anybody else and have basic relationships, but he builds these relationships and uses his kindness. And you really see this with Lieutenant Dan, who is a cripple after war. He loses his leg, and Forrest Gump is so kind to him. He offers him a partnership on the shrimping boat. And I mean, this is a man who doesn't even have legs, and he goes, hey, let's start a shrimping business. And I don't want it to be 75-25. This is a 50-50 partnership. And this loyalty is it's incredible. The kindness is incredible. And we also see this kindness with Jeannie, who he grew up with in the story. And throughout the whole entire movie, he does not have a love interest other than Jeannie. He has a crush on her since, elementary school, debatably before elementary school. When they meet, it was the first day they got on the bus. He fell in love with her. And throughout the whole movie, from the start of his life to the end, he is loyal to her and shows her kindness, which really impacts her life because she goes down a dark path. She doesn't have the persistence like he does, and yet his kindness to her eventually brings her into being successful with him. And Forrest's life is full of surprises, and life is really just unexpected for him. He doesn't try to control every situation, but he instead embraces whatever life throws at him. Whether it's, spontaneously deciding to run the country or run across the country, or start the shrimping business with Lieutenant Dan with no experience, with a man who is crippled, he just does it. Because by staying open and open to the unexpected, Forrest experiences things that most people would never dream of. He from meeting the president to having a successful business. His story teaches us that embracing life's unpredictability always, leads to success. Um, in conclusion, Forrest Gump is more than just a feel-good movie. It's a powerful story that teaches us important life lessons, and it shows that perseverance can lead to great things. Kindness can change lives, and embracing life's unpredictability can bring amazing rewards. So I encourage you to watch Forrest Gump, not just for its emotional moments, but for the valuable lessons it can offer. And remember Forrest's words from the end of the movie. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And just like Forrest, we all have the chance to embrace life's journey and make it something extraordinary. Thank you.